Hi y'all, my name is Rebecca. Welcome to my channel. I'm working on my pink October theme and I am so excited about it. I wanted to make a wreath for my front door. So since I live in Southwest Missouri, I am going to use Deco mesh. I have found over the years that you get a lot of bang for your buck when you use Deco mesh, but also it will hold up under the elements a lot better than typical grapevine or just a floral wreath. I'm going to cut into pink flamingo from the Dollar Tree. Please be careful if you recreate this because this is dangerous. I'm using a utility knife and some scissors to make two tiny little slits into this pink flamingo. And then I'm going to write a zip tie through the two little slits and I'm going to attach it to a Dollar Tree wreath form. I believe that this wreath form is a 12-inch. I know they sell them in 18, but I'm going to use a 12-inch for this project. I'm going to do the same to the back side of the flamingo so that I can get it into the right position and make sure that it's not going to come loose. You want to make sure that your flamingo is on that wreath form nice and tight. I did put some hot glue in the holes that the flamingo stakes go into so that these stakes would hold firm inside the flamingo so that when the wreath was hanging on the door, the legs, the stakes would not fall out. I'm going to use 2 rolls of black Deco mesh and 1 roll of pink Deco mesh. I'm going to cut my Deco mesh into 7-inch strips and then I'm simply going to roll them up and I'm going to use 2 blacks and 1 pink, and then occasionally when the spirit leads me I'm going to use 2 pinks and 1 black, but I want a kind of variegated pattern, not a solid pattern of my Deco mesh, and I like to cut my sections, and once I have them rolled up, I clip them with a little clip, and then I bind them together with chenille stems. I always cut my chenille stems into 3 sections so that I am not wasting any stems. I am a little thrifty and I just don't like waste. And I also have a little stash of chenille stems that I keep from project to project. So when I'm getting ready to do another Deco mesh wreath, I already have some stems cut, but I'm going to roll them up into little burritos kind of as the roll naturally folds, and then I'm going to clip them in the center, and then I take my chenille stem and I wrap it through the center and I twist it really, really tight, and then I use the leftover portion of the chenille stem to attach that to my wreath form. And I like to do my bundles and attach them, and then I fluff them. And that way I know where I need to put another section if one seems a little bit too full, or if one seems a little sparse, then I can adjust that as I go along and make my wreath. After I had filled in the entire wreath with my Deco mesh, I cut a hole in the side of the flamingo. And I did that with a utility knife. Once again, please be careful. It's a wonder that I have all of my digits with the willy-nilly slicing and dicing and all of the nonsense that I do. But I want you to be careful because I don't want you to do anything to hurt yourself based on something that I have done. But I cut a hole and I took a styrofoam cone, hot glued the end of it, and then set that down into the flamingo. And I held it there until the glue dried very well. I'm going to be putting just a little bit of weight on the top of this styrofoam cone, and so I wanted to make sure that it was in there really nice and secure. So if it wobbled just a little bit, then I went in with some more hot glue until and held it until it set and dried, until I really felt like it was in there very secure and it was not going to budge. It wasn't going to go anywhere. I'm going to lay some white fabric that I purchased at the Dollar Tree. It's their version of the fat square. And I'm going to just eyeball where the fabric needs to go. You can measure. I'm not a huge measurer, but I wanted the cone to be covered, and I didn't want a lot of excess because I'm not wanting to cover up the pink flamingo. Whatever excess fabric I had left over, then I simply tucked in amongst the Deco mesh, and it also, by doing that, provided a little bit of extra stability to my cone. I did hot glue the top of the fabric to the cone once I got it into position so that it would not fly away. I'm going to cut out 2 ovals from some black felt for my little eyes. If you hadn't guessed, I'm making a flamingo riding ghost, and I'm going to just add a few little touches. I picked up this cheetah print pink pet hat at Walmart last year. I noticed they did have them again this year. They are so cute. And I'm going to add some of the pink ribbon decal stickers from the Dollar Tree. They're little stones and they have very good grip. They gripped right onto the front of this felt pet hat perfectly well, and it just added that little extra blingy touch. I am going to cut these straps out of the hat. I'm telling you right now, my Chihuahua would not wear that hat. She would have it destroyed and she would be highly offended if I put that on her. So I'm going to cut the straps off because I'm not ever going to use that for a pet hat. And then I'm going to hot glue that hat to the top of the cone and then hot glue my 2 black felt oval eyes to the front. I have no idea why I did not film this. However, I did make a little hat band out of the pink ribbon fabric that you see laying next to me. And now this is what my flamingo riding ghost looks like. It's my outdoor wreath. I thought it looked really cute. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe. Hit that bell so that you know when I've uploaded my next video, and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching Crafts, Laughs, and Chaos, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.